Welcome all to this video lecture. I am John Milton. In this video lecture, we will discuss about the important bacterial plant disease citrus canker. So the citrus canker will be found in all the areas of the India as well as world wherever the citrus plants are cultivated. It is epidemic in USA. It infects all the citrus species including the lemon, orange, like this. The symptoms, we will see what are the symptoms here. Initially the symptoms are appeared on the lower side of the leaves. Later you can see the symptoms on both sides of the leaves. It attack and the symptoms appears on leaves, twigs, petioles, branches, fruits and thorns also. Except the root, above the ground level, you can see the symptoms in all the parts. The symptoms are smaller, round, watery, and translucent in nature. The yellow-brown spots are the main symptoms. They are appeared on leaves and old branches. They are very, very small and translucent. The spots are white to grayish in color. Finally, rough corky. They will be rough in nature. The spot size usually 3 mm to 4 mm in diameter. The rough lesions surrounded by yellow halo and they are raised around the margin and the yellow halo can be seen. So you can see this the yellow halo around the spots in this picture. The crater-like appearance is more common on the leaves. Crater-like appearance means that is the cavity-like appearances. Wherever the spots are present in the leaves, you can see the cavity-like appearances in the around the spots or on the spots. The fruit lesions become rough and corky. The lesions become very rough in nature. The lesions only confined to the skin. So the spots and the lesions only found on the skin alone, not inside the tissues of the fruits as well as the tissues of the stem portions. It only restricted to the surface of the fruits alone. We can see the defoliation. Defoliation is one of the important symptoms. So defoliation means the shed down of the leaves from the plant. If the leaves are shed down, what will happen? Those that will result in the reduction of the photosynthesis rate. If the photosynthesis rate is fell down, that will also result in the reduction of the yield because the yield is depends upon the photosynthesis rate. The less price of fruits due to breaking of the skins. So the skins of the fruits will be breaking in nature and rough in nature, and several spots you can see on the surface of the fruits. So that is the main reason for reduction of the prices in the markets. So the disease can be seen throughout the year, but the more spread can be found in rainy season. So what is the pathogenic organisms which cause this disease? We will see them. So the causative agent is a bacteria is called Xanthomonas and it is a gram-negative organisms, gram-negative rods and monotrichous in nature. That means it have a single flagella and also able to form the capsules. They are strictly aerobic in nature. Without the oxygen they cannot able to survive and grow. So these are the symptoms in the fruits as well as in the leaves. The symptoms, you can see the symptoms, the spots on both sides of the leaves here. You can see the symptoms on the branches also here. The pathogen survive in cankered lesions on twig and branches. So the pathogen multiply intercellular in the middle lamella and enter through the stomata and wounds. So the pathogen usually enter through the stomata. Stomata means it is the pores which are present on the leaves for the respiration purposes, and through the wounds also the pathogenic organisms enter and they multiply in the middle lamella. Middle lamella means the areas in between the cells of the plant, and the pathogenic organisms are dissolved in the middle lamella and established in the cortex also after multiplications that will enter and establish in the cortex regions. So the high humidity favors the optimum temperature is around 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. If the humidity is high, that will favor the spread of the diseases, as well as the temperature is in between 20 to 30 degrees Celsius, the disease will spread more rapidly. Bacteria infect older tissues only through the wounds. So the bacteria cannot easily infect the older tissues because they will be rough in nature. So if there is any wounds are present on the older tissues, through this wound the bacteria can enter and cause illness, cause disease. So the disease is favored by mild temperature and wet weather. So the mild temperature as well as the wet weather will favor the spreading of the disease. Man is also an important reason for the dissemination spread of the disease to the area through the infected nursery stock. Sometimes a man may bring the infected nursery stock and transplanting into the area where no diseases were found. This will be the reason for spreading the diseases to the new area. This may happen. Much more severe in areas in which the period of high rainfall coincide with the period of high mean temperature. You can see in some areas 1 or 2 hours will be raining. After 1 or 2 hour will be, you can see more sunlight. So the intermittent raining as well as the appearance of the sunlight may result in the spreading of the diseases more rapidly than the other conditions. It is not important in areas where higher temperature or accompanied by a low rainfall. If the areas are having no rainfall and the temperature is too high, we need not worry about the disease because the pathogenic organisms cannot able to survive in these conditions. So the spread will be very low or no spread may be there. So how can we control the disease? So what are the practices to control the disease? Disease management. So we can grow the disease free stock in nurseries. So we should check in the nursery if there is any plant with the symptoms of the citrus canker. So the complete destruction of the diseased plant by burning them. Suppose if you found any plant with symptoms of the citrus canker, you should destruct the plant by burning them. Otherwise the pathogenic organisms may spread and affect the healthy plant. Before planting, we can spray the area with 1% body X mixture. So that will results in controlling of the pathogenic organisms or spreading of the pathogenic organisms. So before transplanting the plant, you can spray the body X mixture at the rate of 1% to the area where we are going to sow the seeds or transplanting the plant. The pruning and burn them before onset of monsoon. That is one of the important practices. So what is meant by pruning? That is a cut down of the excessive leaves and branches before the monsoon. So that will reduce the possibilities of infection. And you can spray 1% body X mixture during the rainy season regularly over the plants. So that also will control the disease spreading. So the balanced fertilization should be given. So we should not overdump the fertilizers. The splitting application of fertilizer is recommended. And the irrigation also, we should not irrigate the plant with more water. So balanced fertilization and irrigation should be given to avoid the disease. The neem cake will give good results in controlling the disease also. So we can spray the antibiotic streptomycin sulfate at the rate of 500 ppm at 15 days interval. 15 days of 2 weeks interval, we can spray the antibiotic solution streptomycin sulfate at the rate of 500 ppm over the plants. So it will gives good results in controlling the bacterial pathogenic organisms, Xanthomonas. And we can also use the resistant varieties. It is a simple method by which we can prevent the diseases without using any kind of antibiotic or any manpower to control the diseases. Simply we can select the plant which is not usually affected by the citrus canker or the Xanthomonas citri. So the resistant varieties are Kaji Nimbu, SN2, Shankar 3, Shankar 4. These are the resistant varieties. By cultivating these varieties, we can escape from the diseases and we can get more yield. So this is regarding citrus canker. Thank you for listening.